Lights, camera, action. Here we go. G'day, Stu from UAVFutures. Welcome to Happy Flying, our weekly live stream all about FPV designed for you guys. We're going to be talking a whole bunch of stuff today. Let's do the normal mic checks, all that sort of stuff. Get it out of the way first. So mic check, 1 2 1 2 1 2. How are we today? Let's see who is in the chat as well. And a shout out if you are driving on some long adventures to Spruny out there, listening on a bit of a road trip. So hope you can enjoy this as well. Even if you're watching it without watching the actual screen, just listening to it. This is a podcast, our live stream, whatever you want to call it, our weekly FPV catch-up where we hang out, we talk all things FPV, and generally just have a good time. I can see JFPV in the chat as well. Shout out to him. Hopefully he's having a good day at work right there. Happy Flyer RC saying sounding good. And of course, all the members in the chat. So I can see Johnny DRC. We've got Crazy Rooster. We've got Handy Racer as well. A whole bunch of legends in here. And I want to say thank you for being here because this is true. And I do say it every single week. But every time when I jump here, talk FPV, it just gives me such a chance to connect with you guys. And it is my favorite part of my working week. I absolutely love it. And I never leave this stream feeling like it's crazy. Like, even though this is work, I feel so much more amped up and it gives me energy. I love doing this. We're going to be talking about some really, really cool things today. Let's go through. Of course, we're going to do a little bit about mental health, but after we get out of that, I want to talk about this, which I've got, you can see it in the background. We're going to be talking a little bit more about the TBS Chupito. You can see I've got mine all put here together. We have a pretty fancy looking radio, which is this bad boy right here. I do need to charge the batteries actually. Oh no, they're still there. I'm pretty sure they're pretty low though. So we'll be talking about this. This is the V16.
Welcome to HTX.
Yes, that's enough. Go away now, radio. So we'll be talking about that. Of course, I want to talk a little bit about some other things from Radio Master. So if you need to jump into FPV and you've got a few questions about what radio to get, we're going to be answering those with some new things from them as well. I want to talk about some, like, I think they're called like warbirds or some old planes, flying those around. I'll show you some pictures that some projects Stickman Steve has been working on. We're going to be talking about, and it's going to be a little bit controversial, I think a lot of people want to know about the Cadex Protos and the ascent system. We're going to be talking about that. I should probably explain that viewfinder inactive part as well. If you know why that's there, please throw that in the chat. We need to talk about some embargoes and NDA contracts. I want to clarify some things around that. If you have any questions as well, please throw them down below. We're going to be looking at DIY FPV. And also I want to know, what have you been flying? What do you want to know? If you have any questions about anything, please throw them in the chat. We're all one big happy family here, and it's great to see every single person here just hanging out, having a good time. And also we're talking a few little questions about lipos if we don't run out of time as well. Now, you'll have to forgive my voice. I am still recovering, man. It has been the worst flu season or whatever in my house for like the past 2 months. About a month ago, yeah, I got a bit unwell. That's why there hasn't been too many videos. So you'll have to excuse me if I am coughing. But let's do it. Let's jump in with the first topic, and the way we do it every single week. This is the FPV live stream. We've got heaps of things to talk about. However, the number one most important thing that we are going to talk about today, that's you. Yeah, and that's not hyperbole. Honestly, you right there listening to this, I would just like to say that you are valued, you are cared about. I am truly grateful for you being here. I honestly just want to say thanks. Thanks for taking time out of your day to hop into my stream. I do appreciate that, and thank you for being here. And sometimes it can, like, the world can be really, really busy, and things can slip us by. But I would like to just say that if you're one of those people out there and like things are whizzing past and you're just not feeling like yourself, you might be feeling a little bit under the weather. You might be feeling a little bit depressed, or like your brain just doesn't feel like it's quite right. And maybe there's some anxiety or some other things. And you're like, you know what? My brain's not feeling as good as it should be. I'm a big advocate for positive mental health. And that's why I take the time out of this stream. I know my job is basically to talk about drones, but I'm taking this time right now just to reach out here through the internet, just to say to maybe even that one person who needs to hear this, that you are valued. And this is not related to drones. You are cared about. And I'm really grateful that you're here. And if you feel alone, please reach out, send me an email. We have an amazing community here full of supportive people. And I know what it's like because I've been in those shoes. I've been down in the dumps in the past and have suffered with depression. And a couple of years ago, it wasn't, probably like 5 years ago now, but I remember reaching out and just deciding like, this doesn't seem right. And the community support was amazing. And one of the best things that I ever did was go and get some professional help and just reach out and get some help for that. So maybe this will be the catalyst or just the little nudge, a gentle, friendly nudge to let people know that you are cared about and there is ways to improve your mental health. You don't have to feel like this and you don't have to feel alone. You don't have to feel isolated and you definitely don't have to hide it or feel ashamed or like there's a negative stigma attached and people are not going to judge you. You will find that our community is incredibly supportive. So I don't know if this is resonating with you, just that's all it needs to do. Just if it just reaches that one person that's like, hey, thanks, Stu, because those messages mean more than you know. And if that's you listening to this, just that's exactly why I'm saying it. So it's just for you. All right. Now, speaking about mental health, this part probably is important as well because it's my life sort of depends on it. Huge shout out to our sponsors because let me just get them on the screen right now. These guys here, these absolute legends. We have Central Coast Coffee. Go check them out. They basically provide the caffeine that I need to get through the working day, and also my wife as well. She loves this coffee. And the reason that they are the sponsor is because they're like the sister company of Phaser FPV. They're one of the largest stores in Australia. And if my wife doesn't have this coffee, I might be in danger, guys. So I need to give a huge shout out to Reese, the guys over at Phaser, because they basically, without them, well, maybe, who knows? Not that my wife's not a violent person, but, you don't want to withhold some coffee from her. So huge shout out to Central Coast Coffee. They send me coffee. I do this little sponsorship part. So yeah, if you want to just write Central Coast Coffee is awesome in the chat, I'm sure that they'll appreciate that as well. And then it actually is good coffee. Like this isn't just, I would not endorse them. I like coffee. And I also get sad when I have to buy coffee from the shops, which doesn't taste anywhere near as nice as like some actual real coffee right here. So shout out to them as well. All right. I can see Doug in the chat. He's saying, how's it been going, Stu? It's been going extremely well. We're just about to talk about the TBS Chupito, but I guess as a little bit of you haven't seen many videos. I've been a little bit unwell, but also it was Father's Day here on the weekend. So I had heaps of work to do. I have heaps of drone stuff to do, but lately, as I get older, I'm realizing more and more just what is important in life and just trying to be there, present, and do as many things as I can with the family and have a good time and just really take stock of the important things. And I always think about this saying, I can't remember, I saw it on TV, some show a long time ago, and it said, I wish there was a way to know when you're in the good old days while you were still in the good old days. And right now I feel like I'm in the good old days. So I'm very, very mindful of, like I've got an amazing wife and two fantastic little kids that are so much fun and they still want to hang out with dad and they're still really excited. So we just took some time over the weekend to hang out with them. Yes, I have heaps of drone stuff to do. It's going to be getting done this week now. But yeah, that's what I've been up to. Basically just trying to enjoy some things that are not work related in life and spending more time with the family. What have you guys been up to as well? Spruny's saying, I need to unload the car. He's going to be back in a few years. Hopefully you've been driving safe there, Spruny. Coffee went from 10 pounds a kilo a few hours ago. Now they want 18 minimum pounds. I'm not sure, like in a few hours? Is that what you mean by HRS? You'll have to explain that there. Green thumb. Other people just sending some nice, kind words. But let's do it after, 10 minutes of our little intro. Let's jump in and talk about our first FPV topic today. This is going to be the Chupito, the TBS Chupito. You would have seen some videos coming out. I'm going to put one on the screen, actually. And then we're going to, and I do have this muted just for like copyright things. So this is one of Trappy's pilots, if you don't know who TBS is. They've been around for a long time. They are flying. Ignore the cobwebs. It looks like I haven't been. Oh no, it's not cobwebs. It's a bit of glue. This is very difficult to do. Why doesn't this pick me up? There we go. There we go. So this is what they're flying on the screen right now. It's basically, I like how they're sort of almost flying it like a drone coming down a mountain. Here we go. Here we go. All right. Yeah, just where's the part where they're chasing it? That's what I want to see, Trappy. He always goes to these amazing locations. Here we go. We got Steel about to launch it as well. There we go. So this is what we have. There we go. Look at them doing that tandem piloting. I feel like even just watching this, I'm like, yeah, it looks so cool. I don't know. I haven't put LEDs on mine. I don't know if I will. I'm going to have to see. I want to get its made and done and everything first. I want to really put it through its paces, and then I'm going to break it down and put some more parts on. But yeah, a really, really cool little wing that I think it's about $80. Let me know if you would get one of these, and also let me know if you have ever flown a wing before. Something that I really like about this, if you're considering getting one of these, is it was so much easier to build than the Mojito, which is big, which is scary. It's not recommended for a beginner. This, I think TBS has absolutely nailed it for at least the sort of flying that I want to do. So this plans, and I have to say, I haven't maidened it. So I want to just put that out there. This is all speculation. It could be an absolute disaster. I could launch it and never get it back because it is using iNav inside here. But the way that I am envisioning this, and you can tell that I'm excited about it, is because in the front here, I've actually put my DJI O4 Pro camera. So this was my only spare really, so I don't have any spares left anymore. That's how much I think that I'm going to be using this. If I didn't think that I was going to use this a lot, I probably would have put in a DJI O3. But yeah, overall, I think it's going to be awesome and just easy to fly whenever I go out for a flying session and I want to have some fun. There is just something about wings that gives you a completely different experience when you're cruising around. I love drones. Drones are like the main thing that I got into, and especially with FPV. And if I had to choose between drones and wings, I would still always choose a drone. But if you have never flown a wing before, you really are missing out. If you maybe have like 3 drones, you've got a Whoop, you've got a 5-inch, I think that you can never go wrong with getting a wing. It's a little bit of a different learning curve. And they have not only very different flight characteristics, but they have different tolerances for like things you can do and things you can't do. Like if you crash this, and let's say you snap the end of the wing off, maybe a little bit of hot glue is going to be enough where this will sort of fly and it'll be okay. But if you crash a drone and you snap an arm, it's not going to work anymore. But at the same time, this might be more bobbly or wobbly. This can be affected by much more minute adjustments will change its flight characteristics, where a drone will basically just sort of power through anything. You might get a few little oscillations, and depending on where you put the weight and the battery, this is much more determined of like, oh, they've got a heavy battery at the front, or not. You're going to need to do a few more adjustments. So it's kind of interesting. Now, if we have a look at the actual insides, a few things that I would like to change about the TBS Mojito. I should put the price on the screen as well. Let's have a look right here. If I jump over, now this, I was talking to Steve about this because I wasn't quite sure about the prices. This is the electronics kit. So this does not come with a radio receiver or your FPV feed or VTX. So it doesn't come with the radio links or the video links, and it doesn't come with a battery. It's basically, you can see the servos, like the GPS, the motor, and then the flight controller and ESC and all that sort of stuff here. So that's $200, $199. Or if you just like to build one yourself, this is interesting. This must have just been updated. This wasn't here when I looked at this like when I was prepping this stream this morning. Normal kit, it's like $80. So this is just for the actual aircraft without any of the other parts. I wonder if you get the servos. Metal hardware. What is that? The only part that I would like some clarification here is, do you get the servos or not? So if Trappy, if you're ever watching this, or like what you will need to get flying would be another part as well. So if you get this, it doesn't look like you're going to be getting the servos, so you're going to have to make sure you get some compatible ones that fit and all that sort of stuff to go in here. But what was that other one that was on the screen? $189. So this is different to what we just looked at. 2 servos installed. Does it come built? I have to say, I find this confusing, Trappy, when trying to figure out exactly what is included, what's not included, and what you need. So this is just, so someone's put the wing together with servos. So you're basically just gonna, you're paying how much more money to an extra $100. But see, then the picture has a prop on the back. So is that included? Servos, TBS flying wing pre-assembled. Yeah, but is that just the frame? Like, I don't know what to call it, the actual wing here. This is the part that I find confusing on the TBS website. The actual labeling of this, I don't know, Trappy, if you ever watch this, it probably needs to be very more specific of like, why would I buy this one if all, this is $189, this one's $199. If the only difference here, if I'm paying $100 for someone to put in 2 servos and then just click the ends together, when I'm going to have to take this apart anyway, if I'm going to be building it. This makes no sense if that's exactly what this is. I don't know. You guys let me know in the chat as well. Oh, that's a bigger wing? Ah, thank you. Thank you. That otherwise that's a million times. Thank you. That's the Mojito. I cannot read. I take that all back. Okay, yeah, that's the Mojito frame. It's confusing because it's got the propeller on the back there, which means it's a little bit just, I'm not saying they're trying to mislead anything. I don't like it. Anyway, what do I think about this? Some of the things I would change though. Let me jump over here to the main camera. When I was putting this together, there is almost minimal soldering. So if you're the sort of person who doesn't enjoy soldering or you're a newcomer, it freaks you out a little bit, there is minimal soldering. What I don't like, if I click this, is my GPS, which I've got right here. And yes, the cables are very long. My cable management could use a little bit of work. However, if they had this one cable, and TBS can easily do this, this is their own GPS, this is their own flight controller. Now, there is no direct cable that goes from there. You're going to have to like not splice some wires together, but solder, like cut them and put some new wires together. I don't like that because you've got it. Everything else is like plug and play. So why didn't TBS just include the actual cable that goes from the GPS to the flight controller? And then you could say you can build this kit with no soldering. Like the motor, it plugs directly into the ESC here with like a strange, it almost looks like an XT30. It's actually very, very smart the way that it's done. The servos plug directly into the flight controller. The DJI 04 cable that I've got here was plug and play that went directly from the flight controller to the DJI at the front. So everything here is plug and play except for the GPS. And I think that's just I don't know if it's an oversight or something, but that would have been such a better experience for builders to be like, oh, done, it's done. And then I wouldn't have to get in like the manual and find out, and then go find out what this GPS is and find out where the TX and RX is. Like, it's simple to solder the wires. It just becomes more work though. Like, okay, which ones do I actually solder here? Let me look at the Chupito manual and scroll down and find out where that signal pad is. Well, not pad, that what is coming out here. And also the orientation of the manual. It's like upside down or reversed to the way that it is when you're sort of building the wing intuitively when it's sitting in front of you. So yeah, that part was slightly frustrating. I mean, I'm never going to have to worry about it again now that it's done, but in future, that's something that I would like to change. The other part, which also is like an oversight, something that they could do, the little servos, I don't know what you call this. Is this called a control arm? And I don't know what this there's like a white part that goes on the end of the servo, which moves back and forward, which moves this rod here. So I don't know if this is the control arm or if you call this part the control arm. Anyway, this piece does not go through the little hole that is there. So I had to put a screw to go through there. I didn't quite like that. That should have been the right size, and probably you're going to have to replace one of these. Either send this out with a better sized little arm piece or a different sized rod, whatever you want to call that. So I didn't like that. And then that's probably excuse me, that's probably it. And the last piece of advice that I would give TBS, and look, I don't know anything about launching products and sourcing different things. This would be great if it came, because you're going to need to get some glue. How much does glue cost if you're going to be buying it in bulk? Maybe there's like some chemical restriction, I don't know. But if this just came with a little tube of the glue that you need when you're putting this together, great. Then that's it. You have everything you need to get flying. I don't like the idea of like, oh, I buy this, but I didn't know I had to solder and it doesn't quite, these parts don't fit. Oh, and I've also got to go and get some glue. Like this wing, I would accept that on some other wings like the Mojito, which is not made for a beginner. But this feels like a great entry point for people who just want to have fun and fly. If you just included those couple of little things, a cable, some different sized plastic parts here, and a small tube of glue, perfect. It's perfect. Like I would love that. Then I would be ready to just, I don't know. You would need, the barrier to entry gets even less. And I think if that's what TBS is going after, I think that's great. Anyway, let me know what you guys think as well. If you've flown one, would you get it? Have you ever actually flown a wing before? Is that the sort of thing that you would like to do? And if you're a beginner, is there anything that you would like to do differently when you're putting that together? Can't ship glue any longer for flammability reasons. If that's the case, then I'll accept that. Sure. If it makes shipping easier not to include the glue, that's great. Can you even buy glue? I wonder if you can buy glue on the TBS website. Well, I mean, no, look at this. They sell it. So, yeah, I don't know. If this is what we use, recommended adhesive for the Caparina 2. Okay, so if they can sell this for $6, just increase the price by like $5 and throw it in that kit. One of those problems solved. Everyone has their own preferences on glue though. That's great. You don't have to use it, but if this is a beginner wing and it's great to get a kit and it's going to work. And Trappy probably, this is not designed to be a professional, like ultra tuned aircraft. This is an $80 frame that's just going to be put together and you can bash it around and have an awesome time with. All right. Anyway, excuse me, I'm just going to go get a tissue and blow my nose, and then we're going to be talking about this radio right here. Give me 2 seconds. All right. This is the next thing that I want to talk about. It is the Hello Radio Sky V16, which is this right here. And the first thing, look at this price. So this turned up, and I have to say it's a bit of a beast. This is a huge radio, but it is $350. Well, at least that's what it is on Bangers anyway, who are the people that sent it to me. It feels quality, like everything in here is pretty awesome, but I don't know if I would be recommending this for $350. I don't know that this is doing too much more. You can't get for basically a radio for almost half the price. And if this is on a limited time special price as well, I don't know. So who is this designed for? People who like a lot of bling, and they do really want a quality radio. It does feel pretty awesome in the hand. It's a lot larger. Maybe if you've got some massive meat cleaver hands like Stickman Steve. So there's like, there is a lot of real estate here. It has a pretty awesome touchscreen. So a color touchscreen.
Welcome to HTX.
Oh, thank you. I'm pretty sure it's, where can I, okay. Yeah, so it is, let's have a look at the ELRS. So I don't know how much that's coming up on the screen. Oh yeah, it's pretty bright. Even you can see with the camera right here, a bunch of LEDs and the gimbals. Like it is covered in switches and dials and knobs. It's got some nice, we've got some low batteries in there. It doesn't come with a battery. Got some nice grips on the back as well. It's basically like your T16, and it is so similar. All right, I'll turn you off. Thank you. It is so similar to the other T16s that I do wonder where they got this shell from. I like that it's transparent. I like that you can see through it. I don't like this part. I'm not a fan of these antennas anymore that sort of don't fold down. I think this is just asking to get snapped off. I think we're sort of past that. And it has also this little foldable anodized aluminium on the back. I'm also not a fan of these. I think these are better suited when they're like the, here, if I show the competition, we've got a radio like this. I prefer these straps on the back. I think these are just easier, just more useful. For me and my sort of flying, I like that. Also, this is Radio Master, a trusted brand that's been around for a long time. And if you had to ask me, hey Stu, what would you get between the two? I think that I would prefer this radio right here. Like great gimbals. I really do like this radio, except for Steve was hitting this little switch up here, and there's no like momentary arm switches up here, but I should say no latching switches. This radio right here, it's heavier, and that radio, the T15, is probably like half the price. Now this does have some very nice gimbals, but I don't think that, I don't know who this is going to be suited for, that they couldn't just get everything out of, like what out of these two radios, what is this more expensive one offering that the Radio Master T15 does not offer? So I don't know. It can do one what. There's going to be a review coming out about it soon. Now the other part that I also have to say, and we're going to be talking about this a little bit, it's a little bit controversial. It doesn't look like a screw antenna. No, it's not. It's like wedged in there. So I'll have to break it down and have a look. However, someone's saying I'd take the TX16. Lots of LEDs will run your battery down. That's true. You could probably turn those off though. What I need to investigate is, have Hello Radio worked with the guys over at ELRS? So are they working together? Because I think ELRS does amazing things, or have they just taken it and sort of slapped it together and done their own thing? Because I don't know what the licensing is with all that sort of stuff. Let's hope, and I'm going to try and investigate and find out if the V16, I don't know if you need permission to use ELRS. I'm not sure how that works, but when it comes to like updating and using their configurator and stuff like that on the computer, how does that support go with a radio like this if they haven't been working together and they haven't supported it and all that sort of stuff? Because the ELRS guys, you cannot just make a radio and expect the ELRS guys to do all the work for you. You really need to work with them. They do so much hard work that we all get to benefit from. And if you think as a manufacturer, you can just piggyback off that and sort of not work together to make an awesome user experience at the end of the day, that's not on, because the ELRS guys work really hard for us pilots so we can have an amazing time. They don't work hard so manufacturers can pump out radios and not give back to the community and just try to milk profits out of it. So anyway, that's my thoughts on this radio. It's pretty awesome. It's pretty expensive, and I am unsure about the licensing of this. Whereas I know Radio Master, they do a whole bunch of stuff, I believe, with ELRS and support a lot of the community, but I've never really heard of Hello Radio and these guys. Let's see, what else does it say about this? Yeah. I do like that it's transparent, though. I do that. Someone's saying, isn't ELRS open source? Yeah, but I think what I mean is, like, if you have the configurator and you're downloading that. Oh, they've got another Hello Radio here. What is this one? And let's say you want to use the ELRS configurator on your computer and run through and flash some things. You shouldn't expect those guys to have to put your model and your radio and all your settings, if you're doing anything different, in there for free. I think you should be working with them to be like, oh, okay, yes, it's all sort of working together. What's this one? Max R9. Let me be honest, I kind of like this. Obviously, you've got to get that color scheme. It's 1,000 times better than any of the others. Okay. Cool. All right, let's continue. That was the radio. Oh, also, in terms of new radios coming out too, we have this one. And let me know what you think about this color choice. So the GX12 Crush, I like the GX12. It doesn't suit Stickman Steve. It's not perfect. I don't like again, for me and my arming switches. But now we've got some Crush versions. I do like that Radio Master does offer us quite a lot, especially for the price. And I like that they come out with new things all the time too. So these colors, yeah, I like it. I would probably get this one, but let me know what you'd think. What other colors do we have? Here we go. That's a better one. I would not get these. White, gray doesn't excite me. White is going to get filthy. The rest of the colors are okay. I don't have I'm a bit partial to a pink radio. Plus, you're going to lose it when you put it down in the field as well. Whereas a green one, you might stand on it a little bit easier. But what do you guys think? Throw your comments in the chat. I'm about to read some of those, answer some questions, because then I want to talk about the Protos as well. It's the Edge TX that doesn't have an official build. Someone's saying yellow. Cos1973 is saying that the yellow one looks nice. Yeah. I think yellow was what I got for my Pocket Crush, actually, when I chose them. Tell me more about ELRS and how it works from a business perspective. I don't know. I can't answer that question there, Mr. Henry, but I'm sure that if I was going to be creating a configurator and doing dev time, I wouldn't, not that I'm doing it for free. I'd be happy to make stuff for the community, but if I have a vendor that is just piggybacking off that and expecting me and telling me to do things like, oh, why aren't you supporting my radio? I'd be like, well, come on, you got to help here. You've got to at least give me some radios to get this working and, like, I don't know, help me out, basically. Johnny DRC is saying Radio Master makes great radios. Can you find out when the TX15s are going to ship from the factory? I guess ship from where? What does it say? We go to radios. I would imagine these ship pretty soon. Like, it doesn't say pre-order or anything like that. JFPV saying this is basically Bumblebee. Lemon twist yellow. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know when. I can't really answer the shipping things as well. Someone's saying, I wish they did a fancy neon purple. Yeah, well, I don't think there's any purple radios out there. And, oh, you know what we should do? I'm a little bit silly here. Look at this. Let's just go to DIY FPV. And, oh, that's the max version. We don't want the max version. We can find out some stock right now. Okay. Now, I'm going to have to check this pre-order. Let's have a look. In stock. That's a Pyro drone. So let's have a look. Maybe Phaser. They've got 8 in stock. There we go. Okay, so maybe I just have to change this. This must have been when it was first updating here on DIY FPV. But if you ever want to find out where can you get something from, is it in stock, and how much are the prices, head over to DIY FPV. This is my website. This is why we built this for you guys to use. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. It's got a whole bunch of awesome features, but one of the huge ones is the catalog. You can type in what you're looking for and then be like, oh, is this in stock? Where can I get it from? There it is. Here we go, like race day quads. And you can see they've got blue, yellow, pink, but gray and white have been sold out. That's crazy. They're the last 2 colors that I would have thought would have been popular. Someone's saying they hate pastel colors. What colors do you want? What do you want? Can you ask Phaser to put a Chupito aside for me? I got to wait for payday. That's from EAFO. I don't know, man. If I was a business, my advice is if you can sell something today to a customer who's wanting to buy it, you should sell it and not wait on what someone else is going to say. So if something might come up for you there, EAFO, and then you're like, oh, sorry, Phaser, I can't buy it. And then Phaser, like, man, I could have had some more business here. What's going on? So no, I can't ask him to do that, and I wouldn't recommend it as well. Okay. Let's talk about the Cadex Protos, the Cadex Ascent, and also some NDAs, contracts, and embargoes, because last week you would have seen, I did a video. This is here. We've seen a whole bunch of leaks coming out from Caddx, and it's good now that I actually have my own one. But if I jump over to DIY FPV, we're doing heaps of posts here. You can see all this sort of stuff. Last week we broke down, like, it looked like a brochure or whatever. I guess Cadex got tired of me going through some of these and getting the inside scoop, and they must have been like, let's just send Stu a Protos so he doesn't have to guess anymore and speculate. So I do have a Protos. However, there is a small caveat when it comes to that, because if I can show this on the screen, I have very quickly flown it, and then we had Father's Day. I spent some time with the family and that sort of stuff. And I'm not under any NDAs. I don't know what the embargo is or anything like that. And I do have the manual now, but, and this is where things get a little bit tricky, they have a plan to launch it. I don't actually know when that date is, but now that I have one, they would I think I would respect them to be like, all right, you launch your product and then I can do my videos on it. Whereas before, it was just information that I was getting. I was like, hey guys, check this out. Like we were finding the inside scoop together. Now that I actually have one, I'm not going to be sitting here and showing you all the new things and breaking down the manual like I accidentally did with the HD0 stuff. I don't feel like that would be fair. But I'm not under any contracts or NDAs or anything like that. But I know that they have a release planned sometime in the future. I don't know the exact date. So I am going to not release any of the new information now that I actually have a kit here of like showing you the insides and how it works and all that sort of stuff. I don't think that's the right thing to do now that I actually have the kit. So I'm happy to talk about everything else that we've shown and everything else that is out there. But I feel like that's the best way to move professionally forwards as well. So let me know what you guys think. And I'm happy to answer some questions as well. So if you have some questions about the Protos, throw that down. Or if you have some questions about the Ascent system, all that sort of stuff, I'm happy to sort of answer some questions as long as it's relating back to some of the information that we've already leaked. So that's my plan. Thanks for tuning in, TBS Mike. I wonder if you actually work for TBS. If you do, that's a pretty cool company. Now I'm going to show you some footage, and I have to give a shout out to Tom here because I have some emails from Tom, and this goes to show in those emails, which I'm not going to put on the screen. I'm not going to dox his information or anything, just how long this product has been out in the hands of testers, because some of these people have been flying the Protos for a long time. And I do have to write back to Tom because I know he has sent me some emails. Let me put this on the screen. This is his channel here. I probably should subscribe. You guys should do that as well. See if we can get him over 500. But if you would like to see how the Protos actually performs, and this is where I feel good too, like talking about something that's already here publicly, I'm going to do that. But I'm not going to sit here and open up my Protos system and say, hey, here's what it's like, because I don't feel like that would be the right professional thing to do here in terms of Cadex. You guys would love it, but I'm all about just being respectful, I guess. And that's something I do regret with HD02 is that miscommunication on embargoes and release dates and those sorts of things, or when you can actually talk about something. But also too, I should clarify, I haven't signed anything. I haven't even been like instructed and like, hey Stu, what about this? Or I can say whatever I like about the system. It's got some things I like, some things that I don't like, and who is it for? It's not going to solve all our problems, and there's definitely some things that there's going to need to work on, all that sort of stuff in the future. And shoot FPV. He sent, I should read out your super chat as well before we watch this video on the Protos. He's saying, get some likes on here, everyone. Love you, Stu. I would like to say, love you too. Thank you so much. Thank you for those kind words, and thank you for the super chat. It does make a huge difference here, and without your support and the people who are members, I wouldn't be able to do this. And this is the best part of my working week, answering questions, hanging out with you guys. And I hope that you get something out of my content and enjoy FPV for what it is, which is just an amazing, fun, life-changing hobby that, with your help, we're promoting this to more people and getting it out there. So thank you very much for sending that through. All right. Do you know why Tom's footage is so pink-hued? Is that a perk of the Ascent? So we're looking at this one. Let's press play on this. I'm just going to mute it. So in my flying, I think that, I don't know if this looks pink hued. I don't know. Something that's quite interesting when I was flying mine around though, like it goes black and white and then it'll like shut off the outsides when the bit rate gets really, really low. And I don't know, when I tried to connect it up to Betaflight, I was actually having some issues to see if I could change some things around actually. So I'm not too sure what's going on there. I'm going to have to do a deep dive. And to be honest, when it comes to my Protos kit and my Protos and Ascent system, I haven't done that much testing. Like I have literally just got it. I've gone for one flight. I did that little video where I did an update of all the cool things to come, and then this is it. So we're sort of learning together. And then we had Father's Day. So there you go. That's what it's like when it goes black and white. I thought that was kind of interesting. And it did freak me out when I was flying. I was like, what's going on here? And you can look at the bit rate. Oh, 0.7. When does it drop down? I don't know what the actual... And then it's coming back. Looking at the flight time, I did notice in a couple of the flights that I was using, it was chewing the battery, and I wonder if my battery is calibrated correctly. But what do you think about this footage? Is this usable? I think absolutely. In my experience, I should make this full screen. So this is the new Cadex Ascent DVR. The failsafe connection loss is very interesting on this Ascent. That's another thing I'm gonna have to check out as well. This is my early interpretation, and this is from not watching DVR footage, but my actual own flying. All right, you can't actually see the latency and stuff, so I'm going to leave this part on the screen. But I'm just flat out saying this now. I did not find my flight quality as good as the Avatar system. So the Ascent system is behind what the Avatar system is. And another thing that I don't like, and we were correct with our leaks, is I don't have a battery cable. So in terms of charging my goggles, I have to use my, not battery cable, I don't have a battery for my goggles. So I don't know if I have an early version or if that's going to change, but the whole idea behind this system is that it's to get people flying, get people enjoying FPV. And if you have to go out and source your own battery, that's annoying. Don't do that. This should be an all-in-one solution. I hope that Caddx, if you're listening or watching this, that's there. And Caddx, can you please send me some like more details on what I can, like on like some release dates, please. I would love to know when I can actually make some videos and publish this a little bit more and talk about my findings. Yeah, let's have a look at another one right here. And this looks like a night flight. So here's some low light. Is that, what's going on with these up here? No. Where did I? Here we go. Okay, dusk, low light. It'd be really interesting too to find out where that other footage came from when I was sent that Australian footage as well. And this home here, it doesn't have GPS. I don't think it's got, I'm pretty sure it doesn't have GPS. So how does it know where home is? Or is that something that's going to be coming in the future? Interesting. And how long was his flight time? And again, let's look at the batteries. So we've had 40 seconds and we're down to like, okay, it goes back up to about 4 volts. All right. This one shows how at ultra low bit rate, it just crops the screen. Yeah, I've experienced that actually. So let's see if we can fast forward this. Or is this just around the backyard? Well, let's jump over and let me show you. This is interesting because I want to talk about this, and I'll put some more things on DIY FPV as well. Here's my impressions. Okay, so I'm sure that I can talk about this, flying this around. I'm not showing the kit. I'm not breaking it down or anything like that. I'm only talking about what we have seen, and I can tell you in my flights, it did not beat the Avatar system. It handled breakup differently, and in some places it looked really good. In other places it looked a little bit smeary. And the critical part, though, is it really, for me, depends on the price. So whatever they launch that with, I think we were speculating last live stream that it will be $549 was my guess. I have no idea. This was just me guessing. I haven't been told any extra information or anything like that. I basically just have like, hey Stu, here's the Protos kit. Have a play with it. We plan to release this sometime in the future. So that's where we're at, basically, in terms of whatever their plans are for the future. I wish Cadex would send me some more information so I knew a little bit more about what their actual things are. However, yeah, it's I'm not going to be swapping out my avatar system for it. If you were hoping for a replacement for avatar in terms of quality, that's not it. This is a system, and they've said it before in some of those other leaks we got to look at, that is a beginner system that's going to get people into the hobby, get people flying, having a good time. What I really hope is that it is like, I hope it's at a really good price, and I hope that we can buy this, where is it? This VTX on the screen. I hope that we can buy that at a cheaper price as well. So if we can do that, that's going to be great. And I think that's where their market's going to shine. And it's kind of crazy too, with DJI disappearing, like basically evaporating from so much of the market. There is a huge opportunity here for Caddx. It's just how are they going to play it? And it also doesn't matter what system you fly, you're going to have a good time. So it's going to be like maybe one of those cases where whether you're flying Ascent, whether you are flying Avatar, whether you are flying DJI or HD0, you're going to have an awesome time. And even if you're flying analog, you're going to be having a good time in the air. It's going to be, well, actually, here's a good thing. I need to test this as well. How does this actually fly side by side when you are flying a avatar system? And is there any interference? How do they work together? I'm going to have to do some testing on that as well. Johnny DRC is saying, I'm not buying another set of goggles. And I 100% agree. And the beauty is you don't need to. I think I'm trying to stress that here as well, as whatever you have is good enough. This new system is not designed to replace anything. If you already have Walk Snail, HD0, or DJI, this is not designed to replace that. This is a brand new system aimed at getting beginners into the hobby. And the price point is going to be the interesting part here. So, I don't know, let me know what you guys think. Would you get this as a starter drone based on everything that you've seen? Would you get a pair of digital goggles, a radio, and a little drone, a digital one, for, I'm saying, $549, but that is pure speculation. I don't have any inklings about price. That is just when we tried to price it out on stream and have a guess at Cadex's aggressive pricing, because if you look at the goggles L, they're pretty aggressive in how much they cost. Let me know. What would you do? I think that's, I don't know, that's a pretty good package, a digital package, to be able to get that in there. Scott Perry, thank you very much, brother. I don't know, this is like the it's Christmas here on the stream with all the love you guys are sharing. This is the second super chat of the stream, so thank you very much. He sent it through $20. He's saying, hey Stu, I just wanted to say thank you. You are loved talk in the beginning of your videos has really helped me last week. I'm not depressed or suicidal. I was just having a tough time then. Scott, I want to say thank you. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the support of the channel. But it is true, and I mean that. And that's why I take the time. That's why I say it first. Because if I have learned anything in 10 years of doing this on the internet, it is that we never know what someone else is going through. And being on this side of the camera, often you get a lot of negative comments, and sometimes they've affected me, and I get a lot of positive comments. And I have learned to be able to take them on in a healthy way. But it goes both ways. And when you push some positivity out there too, you never know when I'm on this side of the camera saying something positive to you guys, and it does hit home, and it does change somebody's life. And that's why I do it, because I believe, and you're proof that this is real, that when I say that, like, you are valued. Every single person here is valued. Every single person watching this, if this is hitting your ears And that little part of your brain is like, he can't be talking to me. And you're like, but is he? Is he? No, he is. Yeah, you're are you hearing this? I am. So Stu is talking to me. You are valued. And I do care about you. I know that sounds wild. I know that sounds crazy to be like, hey, this random Aussie guy talking to strangers on the internet. But I do care about you. And I want you to have the life that you deserve. And you deserve to feel good about yourself. You deserve to be valued. And you are valued. And you are special. And you are unique. And I'm grateful for every single person that is here. So thank you, Scott, as well, for sending that through, just to reaffirm that this is real. You know, like it's wild because I don't see many people day to day, but I see thousands of people this way digitally. I don't know what you call it, but the connections and the feelings and the just the positivity that we all share here, it is real. And so many people just want to be part of something. And that's why FPV is so important as well, because it really is like I can't think of any other community where it is so powerful at bringing people together and having such profound, positive, life-changing experiences. And I'm extremely grateful to be here on this side of the camera. And I've got the experience to know what it's like when it's been dark, tough days, and to be able to be in a position where I can help other people through that as well. And even it's just those little words of letting someone know that they're not alone and they are felt and heard and valued. It's a true privilege, and I'm very honored for that. So thank you, Scott, there for that. Hopefully you're having a better week. I'm just reading some of these other chats as well. Every day with Bruno saying love at the UAVFutures community. We love you too, Stu. That's from Johnny DRC. We've got EFAO in here, Speroni. Oh, and that's what I do. I love, like, it's nice that I see these same names week in, week out, seeing you guys hanging out. It just, it means so much to me. So I think hopefully you understand that too, that you guys being here, it means a lot to me that you're here hanging out, being part of this. So thank you. Alrighty. I want to talk a little bit about lipos. Scott's interrupting with another super chat here that he's just sent through. Oh, and another thing, you reviewed my drone Eclipse Anubis frame about 7 years ago, and I appreciate everything you do. I was the owner and shut it down about 5 years ago. Let's have a look at this right now, okay? We're gonna Google this. Anubis. Is this the one that has like some crazy arm design? Okay, let's, okay, I remember this. This is the one that we're talking about. This is what people don't understand too. Like, this is 7 years ago. Look at this young gentleman we've got right here. I want to see the frame more. If from memory, it was a really slammed, compact thing, and this is at a time too when a lot of things were like a ZMR, really boxy sort of frame, and this had a very, very low center of gravity, and the camera was actually in line with the props. Sorry, it's my grandma calling me. I'm gonna have to call her back in just a little bit. It had the camera in line with the props, which gave you a bit of a different flight experience and a different feeling. It's a bit sad you had to shut this down, but thank you for making just some awesome craft and still being part of the hobby as well. Are you still flying today, Scott? That's what I would like to know. Why does that one have less gray hair? Yeah, I know. What's going on here? This is before kids. If you ever watch this, children, look at your father before he had to get you ready for school every day and struggle trying to get you to brush your teeth and packing your lunchbox and making your breakfasts and all those sorts of things. I'm going to call my grandma back very, very soon. That's from Everyday with Bruno. It is 11 o'clock. Last thing I want to talk about then is the embargoes and NDAs. I think embargoes are fine because this is going to come up when we're talking about the got some other products that I know have some embargoes on them that I'm reviewing that I want to be showing you as soon as I can. They should be coming out later in the week or in the next couple of days when I finish those videos, once the time frame has lifted. That's totally cool. And on the flip side of that, I really don't like if a company says, hey, this is what you can say and this is what you can't say. Like that, I won't review a product if that's what it is. And there has been some, I've never dealt with it, but I know Cadex has come under fire in the past for that. I must say, when it comes to the Protos system that I do have, I don't have any of those stipulations or anything like that. They basically just sent it to me without any plans of a release date or anything like that. I'm going to do some more work on it, but I feel like I can say whatever I like about it, the pros, the cons, the things that I don't like, the things that I'd change. Like, give me a battery if you're going to, don't make me go buy my own battery for the goggles, things like that. So there's no, I don't know what you call it, pushback from them in any way. But I do wish they'd just give me a time frame so I knew when I could actually tell you guys some more information. And I think that's fine. I'm all for a company having some release dates and that sort of stuff. All right, Scott's saying he just got back in about 6 months ago. That's it. Well done. You're never too old for FPV. And remember, it's not about having the best gear. It's about having the best time. I'm about to go and call my grandma back in a couple of minutes, straight after this. I actually went down and visited her on Friday. It was nice. She's getting pretty old. She's like 90 years old. So went out to lunch with her and stuff like that. So just been trying to spend some more time with the family. I just left a not great relationship. I'm falling apart. Me and mum, son moved 400 miles from home. That's from Ginger FPV. Well, I would like to, they're saying, oh, he has moved 400 miles. I hope that your life is in a better situation right now. And I'm sorry that you had to do that. And I would just like to let you know that if things are like really compounding and it's starting to affect you and you feel like you're not the person that you would like to be, or you're getting a little bit down about, more than down, like if you're getting some anxiety or if you're getting some depression or anything like that, and you don't feel right, please don't feel like you have to just bottle it up and suck it up. Go and talk to a professional. There is no shame, no stigma, no bad stigma attached to it. If you broke your leg, you would go to the doctors. If you broke your head, for lack of a word, or it's just not working right, you should also go to the doctors. So thank you for letting me know those in the comments, and just also know that you're not alone. And even though all of us are on other sides of the planet and all around the world, you are valued and you are cared about. You are unique, you are special, and I'm proud of you. And I'm grateful for every single person here watching this, being part of our community, and just being part of something and helping us all to not feel alone. So thank you. All right, I'm about to go call my grandma one last time. Remember, you are valued, you are cared about, you are special, and I'm very, very grateful that you are here. And I'm saying this now one last time so you do not feel alone and isolated and by yourself, because you're not. Even though we're not next to each other, like in person, we are still here, part of this community. And these feelings are real. So I just want to put that out there. All right, guys, I'm about to go ring my grandma back. Thank you, everybody who tuned in. You're all amazing. Be kind to each other. Most of all, be kind to yourself, because you deserve it. You are awesome. You are special. And as always, happy flying. Oh, that's younger me. That's the wrong button to push right there. Also, to Ginger, if you just want to send me an email, brother, or something, or anything like that, if things are a little bit tough, or you just want someone to do, my email is uavfutures@gmail.com. I should probably put that in there too. All right. Excuse me. See you guys.